Good afternoon, happy Friday, and welcome to the NFT Communities Twitter space. Tonight we are featuring the Troglodytes, and then after the Troglodytes, we will then be featuring Wild World of Dragons. But welcome everyone to the stage, welcome everybody to the space. Thank you guys for joining. Hopefully everyone else will join soon. If you guys are already here, don't mind retweeting the room if you haven't already. Looking at it, most of you guys already have. Absolute legends. Bacon, co-host, Tricky, and co-host. How are you guys doing tonight? Welcome to the space.
Doing good, my man. Doing good. It's another glorious
Can
Friday.
we hear you, Bacon, and you, Tricky?
Yeah, can you hear me, Rev?
I can hear Tricky there. I
can't hear Tricky. That's weird.
I'll jump that down and come back up.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's Friday, man. It's Friday. I've been looking forward to this Friday for a little while. Got some time off work, so I can just chill for a bit. Living the dream.
Yeah, definitely. Troglodyte Society, so excited about this. What you guys are doing, I think, is absolutely amazing. And I'm really excited to learn more about it. You know, integrating NFT technology with, you know, doing some good in the world. How can you not support something like that? I think it's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, welcome to the stage, welcome to the space, and thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now, sir. Welcome.
All right. It's Tricky Buddha with DeFi Space Donkeys. Welcome to the Community of Communities pod. Let's go. It's a Friday. We got Trogs and Wild in the house. Hey, Bacon, Rev, Meta Builders, Dogman's Official in the house. We got Tyler in here. I see Crypto Toe in there too. Yeah, welcome Trog family. Trey, hey, what's up? And yeah, happy to see you guys. I'm a holder. I just swept your floor again a couple times last night, actually. But I'm happy to hear what you got going on. Welcome, Trogs.
Thank you so much for hosting this, man. Really appreciate it. I'm just tagging the community and getting them in there.
Yeah, sure. No, I get that. Multitasking, it's the same on this end, don't you worry. No, thank you for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it.
No, I appreciate it.
You know, I've been excited about this. Shout out to Tricky for getting us onto you guys, because he made the connection, and what a legend. Yeah, so no, thanks for joining.
Hey guys, I made it. Woohoo!
Hey, there she is. How you doing, Wild?
When I first tried joining, it totally rugged me. It was literally still playing the music when I had no Twitter up.
No, well, that's crazy. But yeah, no, when you first joined, I saw it. So there's always issues when we first start our spaces. We've had it from ever since we started doing spaces. There's always been some kind of issues, but we've battled our way through it. We've had many people who can't join, can't speak. So really appreciate the patience. Thank you, Wild. But yeah, welcome.
Yeah, and a co-host that can't ask questions and got completely rugged.
That's it.
But we made it.
Yeah, we're here.
We did indeed.
Do you want to make Dogman's a co-host or me a co-host? That'd be cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I've tried to do that twice now.
Yeah.
For both of you, and it's not been working. So
yeah,
third time's a charm.
Yeah, hopefully it works this time. That's why I always have two devices, just in case. You know, sometimes it likes that old phone. I don't know.
No, it does. You're not wrong.
Just the way it is sometimes. But yeah, we have a great space tonight. Trogs, why don't you go ahead and pin something to the top that you want some love on, and we can just get moving right along if you're ready.
Right, I've sent that out to both of you guys. I'm not sure which one it's going to work for. Time will tell.
Yeah. Okay, so who are Troglodytes and what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, great question.
I love that. So Troglodytes, obviously, we're cave dwellers, yada yada yada. But no, I'm serious. So Troglodyte Society was founded on. My name's Ahmed. The whole team is Docs. Actually, let me get that tweet up. Let me pin that up so you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just find it on the bookmark. Actually, one of the community members actually created this, and it's an absolute brilliant post, and I love using it. But it tells the full story of what we're about.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
There you go.
It's annoying, isn't it, when you don't pin that one tweet that just covers everything nicely.
It literally does, yeah. From the art to the team to the charity registration. Like, he done an amazing post, and I absolutely love it. We basically created Troglodyte Society. I'm from a war-torn country in Sierra Leone, West Africa. And unfortunately, there was a civil war that took place. It lasted 11 years in total. If you've ever watched that movie, Blood Diamond, this is where all of this came from. But obviously, that's the watered-down version, Hollywood version of what really took place. Where unfortunately, young kids were forced to amputate their own family's limbs and things of that nature. Sorry to darken your space a bit, but
That's all right.
yeah, it's what really took place. Like, kids were literally forced to amputate and kill their own family, and they made a mockery of it where they'll say, do you want a short sleeve or a long sleeve, and you have to literally take a blunt cutlass and amputate your own family's limbs, and if you didn't do that, you get shot in the head. But anyway, we were lucky enough to escape. If you go on that thread tweet does says it all. I was one of the few who were lucky enough to escape and seek refuge in the UK, which that night completely changed my life. I knew I wanted to do something and give back. To this day. There's still, can you imagine not having an educational system for 11 years? Your kid's not growing up with any educational system for 11 years. Being that I went into education, I'm now a vice principal at a secondary school in the UK. I have trained to do this because I knew this is something I was going to do. I was going to go back and open up a children's centre with supplementary education, free supplementary education and career pathway goals. But also to have something sustainable. It's not just about having a charity and giving people food and giving them clothes and stuff like that. It's actually having something sustainable. And this is when I discovered the blockchain and Web3 and Polygon and all the rest of it. I thought it was the perfect platform to use where people can donate, i.e. purchase an NFT and be part of a membership that can help and support the growth of this, what we're trying to build and implicate, to bring a whole Web3 job market to a country that's well needed. The average wage over there is less than $1 a day. People work 10 to 12 hours a day to achieve this. So young kids live in dumping ground. If you go through some of our live events on our website, you see kids going through dumping ground, kids who actually live in dumping ground and things of that nature. And that shouldn't be happening to a country that's very rich in resources. But this is where the whole project is founded on charity. We understand we have pivot a bit, and this is where the Trogs evolve. We understand not everybody wants to support a charity. You got the Degens out here who want to flip, which is all fine, and want to make money and all the rest of it, which is perfect. So what we have done, we have partnered up with quite a lot of people. We have been building since 2021, and we made a lot of connections in the spaces from people like Lurk Loves You, who's an absolutely amazing artist. I don't know if you guys know who Lurk is. He's very big in Web3 in terms of art, and his art does not go for cheap at all. We spoke to him, we partnered up with him, and he's creating the art for the evolution. Actually, let me see if I can find one of the evolutions for you guys so you guys can kind of see what I am talking about when it comes to Lurk's art.
But yeah, no, so far, as while you're doing that, that is an incredible story, you know, that the fact that this directly affected you as well. How old was you when you
I was 12.
seek refuge in the UK?
I was 12, so I saw a lot of the stuff from the age of 10 to 12, and we came over here and we were homeless. You sound like you're from the UK. You from the UK?
Yeah, I'm from the northwest of England.
So you know when you used to come over like 20 plus years ago, they put you in these hostels. If you're lucky enough, they'll put you in these hostels and things like that, and it's like a 1-bedroom hostel, and you have to share with a lot of other people if you were lucky enough, if you were lucky to even get into the hostel. And we were lucky enough, after bouncing around for a while, we got into one of these hostels. And to be honest with you, UK obviously saved my life. I call UK my home, my second home. And I've been educated here, went through the whole system, went to university. This is the whole point of all of this. Like I said, it completely changed my life. That was the whole point of going to university, getting my degree, learning about every child matter, Maslow's hierarchy, prevent, things like that, to implement all of that into that system when we do go back there, because it will fall under the UK standards, the way we're going to do it. One of the reasons that being is because over there, when it comes to dyslexia, dyspraxia, whatever it is, they don't really cater for that, unfortunately, because of how the system is, or because of how all of it is set up. You're just classed as dumb. and which is unfortunate. So a lot of kids who have learning difficulties and things of that nature don't really, they get looked over. So we want to come under the UK standards, and we are going to partner up with universities and things like that as well, for them to also come down and do placements and things like that as well. So, yeah.
No, it's amazing, and I love that you can call this your home. Because as a UK citizen myself, I don't see just being born here as something that makes me entitled to call this my home. What I take pride in is the fact that a situation like that can happen, and you can come here and see this as a place of safety and a place you can build from and help the people,
100%.
Back where you came 100%. From. And I don't mean that in a stereotypical sense. I just mean, the place that you was born. So it's amazing that you can be safe enough here to be able to get the help you need to do what you need to do to help the people back at home.
And then linking the both together, making it cohesive, where nurses and people who are studying, whether it's social services or whatever, because when you go to university, you have to do like 3 to 6 month work placement, and you have to get that signed off by an organization or company. So that's one of the things we'll fall under, where people from university can actually go do their placement there as well. Because one of the things we're building, and I'll touch into that, is we're building little hubs where people can come and stay. That's part of the utility. Part of the utility, like I said, where we pivot, where the Trogs evolve, is you get membership passes, diamond, platinum, and gold, which attach to that, which you can come and stay over there for a week to 2 weeks and be involved with the project if you choose to, or if you choose to just have it as a holiday. Sierra Leone has one of the best beaches. You can use it as a holiday. It's entirely up to you, for you and I think it's like 3 of your friends or your family, whichever. And if you go through the passes, you can see what it entitles you to. You get security, you get driven, you get free food, you basically get everything sort of paid for. You get excursions as well. You go diamond mining and gold mining, and you get to keep them, and it's just loads of different things. But it's actually linking the project with IRL as well. So it's not just a PFP project, and it's not just about taking, it's also about giving back to holders as well and having them involved in the project as well. So yeah,
I want to go diamond mining. I mean, I know that sounds kind of silly at the same time, but like,
no, it doesn't.
Like, I totally want to do that. Like, you could come to America and gold pan in certain rivers, and it's actually like not fairly, it's actually a profitable thing to do. Like, that'd be kind of a cool vacation.
Exactly, and this is what I said. People can use it as vacation if they want, for them and their family, or if they actually want to be involved in the project. It's entirely up to them. Some of it is a lifetime membership pass where they get to use it for the rest of their life, basically. And some of it is like a 3-year. It just depends what you mint, basically. But
so
yeah.
if you have like certain level thresholds, you get different experiences.
Yeah, not everyone gets the same experience. It's just the amount of time you can visit or stay. So, for example, everyone will get a gold pass, which entitles you to stay, like regardless. But you have to pay for your own transportation over there and stuff like that. Whilst if you get a diamond pass, we put like $500 towards your travel expenses, but we everything else is paid for. So your transportation, your private security, if you choose to have one, your food, like everything is paid for.
That's awesome.
Even your excursions are paid for.
I'm big on traveling, so I'm definitely gonna need a security detail and want to do that.
That's fun. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is it. We know not everyone, because a lot of people we speak to, we're trying to cover all bases when it comes to having the charity aspect of it. We get that. That's the foundation. That's what it's built upon. But like I said, you got the degens who want to flip, and that's perfectly fine, by all means. We want people to be able to donate to a good cause, but at the same time make money from it at the same time, and not feel a certain way, because not everyone's here just to give money. People want to make money, and that's fine, and there's no shame in that. So I love it. So yeah,
that's awesome. And where does your charity, where is it based? Is it based in the UK, or is it based in?
It's based in Sierra Leone. So if you go through the, let me see if I can find, so I can pin that up. So all the registration, my telephone number. This is what I mean. We are fully doxed.
Yeah, that's what I was just hoping to look at, so I could see it myself and just say, yeah, I can, because obviously, I know that you guys are legit, but I want to be able to say, look, the charity's right here. You can search it. Here's where you can find it.
There you go.
You know, because there may be some people that are listening tonight that might want to, get involved and support.
Yeah, if you go up there, you can see we're registered to 4 different bodies, and we're about to actually register to 5 bodies. So it's not just going to be in Sierra Leone; it's going to be in any African country, and that process is going through right now, because this blueprint we want to give to other people. If they want to set something like this up in their country, they can do that. We're not trying to hold on to this. We want to share the resources that we've learned and gained. So we've registered to the ESO Association, which is the NGO. We've registered to the Ministry of Gender and Child Affairs, because we are going to be working with young people. We've also registered to the National Revenue Authorities. You still have to pay your taxes, because when that tax man come knocking, you still have to pay regardless. And we registered to the Ministry of Planning and Economical Development, because we are building a children's centre, we are building a training centre, and we are bringing on board organizations and companies to bring a whole job market to that country. So we've registered to those 4 bodies, but also we want to be able to do this in other African countries. So that's what we're going through, that registration right now. So if you go in the pin tweet, scroll a little bit down, you can see it.
That's great. I can see maybe even getting some additional certifications in the UK or abroad might also be tax advantageous and help you grow even further.
So I spoke to my CEO because one of the things he wanted to do was actually refer some students, because we work in a behavior school where some of the kids have been kicked out of mainstream and stuff like that. And we got into a conversation. He was like, because you're going to be UK certified, do you think we can refer some young students to Africa? I was like, I don't know. But we are in talks with him about how to do that and how we can go around legalities, especially with Every Child Matters, because it is a different country, how that can work, and getting parental consent to send a child over to Africa for a few months.
Yeah, good luck getting parental consent there.
Oh no, the parents already said they'll sign them. The parents like, where do I sign? Because I spoke to 4 of my students' parents. They're like, where do I sign? You can go
like,
but you're telling me you'll get rid of him for like a period of time.
Yeah, I could see that going either direction, depending on the parent. Tell me your backstory again.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like some of the parents, when we were talking, because they watch some of the live events, like some of them log into the live events. Oh, because we host live events. We actually got one. We done one on the 1st, and we got another one on the 29th, where hopefully we can support up to 3,000 kids. One of the reasons why we do these live events is to show full transparency in what we're trying to build, but also it's to build our brand and build relationships, just like you do on Twitter. You build relationships with people, you build brand with people, you build trust. You have to, your words, everything, and to show people what you're doing. We invite people to come into these live events where we support underprivileged communities. We've got people in the ground. We've got like 12 team members on the ground who actually live in these different communities, and they know what we're about and what we're trying to build. And we support them with either school supply, actually all of the above: school supply, clean drinking water, food, financial aid, and things of that nature. The community we're going to, we went there this month, like I said, and we supported like 1,250. There's a news article about that. But they came back to us and say, look, there's about 12 different district schools in that area, and they really need help. Some of these kids are homeless and stuff like that. So we are going back there on the 29th. The community spoke, and they're like, look, we want you guys to go back there and support these people. So we're going back there, but we're going to support 50 kids with financial aid. We're going to pick like 5 to 7 of the top tier students from each school and support them with financial aid. Hopefully that will support them for a few months, as well as we're going to try to support up to 3,000 kids with all of the above that we mentioned as well, like school supplies, food, clothes, just everything, the basic necessities basically. But we do this just to show full transparency. Look, this is what we're doing. This is what we're about. We've been doing this for, like I said, from 2021 November. We've supported over 13,000 kids so far. And it's all on the website. You can see everything. We do everything live. And this money actually came from me and my wife. And then the community started helping us to pay for these events. And now the community is it's an amazing community. And they're on board. Some of them are actually part of the team now. We've onboarded them as part of the team. So, yeah, it's been an amazing journey so far.
That's a great place to get your team from, from your community. They absolutely, obviously they understand what you're doing and they believe in you. So that's awesome. And you guys are on Polygon, right? You guys are a Matic project.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are. Unfortunately, we are going to be making a pivot because as much as we love, and Polygon's been our home from 2021, unfortunately, Polygon will not reach, not yet. It will get there, and I promise it will get there, to the place where people will purchase an NFT, regardless of what you're building and what you got, for $50. So the next drop is going to be $50. But with, like I said, tons of utility that comes with it. We've partnered up with Pikamoon, which is Unreal 5 engine that they're building a game. So not only will you get your Trog evolution with that, you also get a full-bodied avatar to play in that game. If you go check out Pikamoon, it's on the roadmap. And not only that, anything that comes after that, which there's like 4 other drops that come after that, you will also get your companion. So we got the Trog Evolution companion coming. We actually got the OG Trog companion coming. There is a war, and you're going to need your companion and your OG, or the Trog Evolution and your OG as well for the battle.
Let's go. So
sounds amazing.
And then
what's the companion like? Do you want to drop any alpha on what's the companion? Or
let's just say one of it is going to be I'm going to get killed for this.
You're going to get him in trouble, Tricky.
Yeah, well, he's here so I can grill him. That's the
purpose. Okay. So you know Trogs, right? You know what Trogs are, because they are real. They're cavemen. They live in cave and all the rest of it. So we're literally going with that sort of thing. Do you know what a dire wolf is?
Yeah,
one of the companions are going to be a dire wolf.
Nice. Let's go.
And that is an alpha. I've not dropped that anywhere yet. Only the team knows that.
That's
we didn't hear anything.
And the art,
it's not recorded.
The art is going to be Lurk as well. Lurk is the one doing the art as well. Lurk is going to be, like I said, he loved what we're doing, and to get someone like that on board, like some of his art, I think the most expensive his art's gone for is like 13 or 14 ETH. Like, he's that type of artist. Like, if you look him up, his art does not go for cheap. You cannot get his art for those prices. He's actually a professional artist who's been doing this for 20, nearly 30 plus years.
The real deal. Yeah. So you're on, Trogs are on Polygon right now, and you got to have a Trog in order to get the evolution, which will be on Ethereum.
Yes,
right?
We are going to be doing whitelist. So the OG Trogs are going to be minting first. But you are going to have a whitelist as well. We are doing a whitelist soon. We are partnering up with some of the biggest Ethereum people. I'll be quite honest. We've just sealed the deal. They've just signed the contract. We've been trying to get them for a while. We finally done it. They heard the project. They spoken to us a few times now. We've gotten a call, and they're like, they couldn't believe what we've been building, and they were surprised we're not as big yet. They're like, how are you guys not blown up? Because I was like, because we don't have the exposure in Polygon. Polygon don't really have that exposure as yet. They are growing very big now, but they still have a long way to go. But Ethereum has that sort of power, and with those mega spaces, we went into one of their spaces yesterday, and apparently that was a light day. It was like 3,500 people. They usually get 20,000 plus, and I was like, wait, what? I said, well, yeah. I was like, yeah, with that kind of reach, people will know who we are and we'll stand out.
Yeah, I feel like people are learning about Polygon, and it's going to have a flood of people coming into it, and it helps having it be the same address as Ethereum, but there's more people with Ethereum spending money on NFTs right now, that's for sure.
We basically got told the price of your NFT is gas price. I was like, what do you mean? They're like, that's what we pay in gas. Because it's $50. They're like, that's what we pay in gas over here. That's nothing. I was like, oh, that's a lot of money for us over at Polygon.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then I always thought, well, if they're spending $50 on gas, then they'll be happy to spend $50 on a Polygon NFT and pay no gas, right? But some people are just like, no, I don't want to bridge. But don't bridge, just buy Matic.
Yeah.
Buy
Even MetaMask has even made it easier now. It's literally just got a bridge button. Press bridge. What do you want? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's so easy now. I was like, oh.
Oh yeah, no.
I say that all the
just gonna
time
get easier.
myself. It's just like, just buy Matic.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about anything else. Just buy some Polygon. You'll be fine.
But yeah, no, we're going to be giving whitelists for the people who don't want to touch Polygon, because we still know that the ETH maxis still don't like Polygon. So that's why they're still getting the opportunity to get in on the Trog Evolution. It's purely going to be ETH, and then moving forward, all the rest are going to be on ETH. But we're still going to be supporting the Polygon, because the Polygon is still going to have the companion. It's still going to have all the other stuff as well. So hopefully we can onboard some people into that ecosystem as well. That's the thought behind it, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So how far along are you with your roadmap now?
And the roadmap, so we've minted out the Polygon, and the roadmap.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see the roadmap there. Quarter
Yes.
3 is when it's dropping, so August.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great. Nice. And what are the things that you've encountered that you would have wanted to do differently if you knew now when you started?
So
what would you have done differently from the beginning?
From the beginning, I think one of the biggest things that we did is we didn't do the research. We thought people were just going to, we got an amazing project that we want to do. People are going to help out. We didn't take into account, like I said, the degens, the flippers. We didn't take all of it into consideration. What do people actually want? People want, unfortunately, they want games. They want staking. They want all these different stuff, which is fine. Which all of that now we've added all of that into the project. But at the same time, the foundation, the whole base of this whole project is actually about changing lives, thousands, if not millions of people's lives. But at the same time, you get the opportunity to flip. You get the opportunity to be a degen. Like, you get to do what you want and still help out. I always tell people we're like the other end of the spectrum of Bored Ape. We're like the charity side. They get yacht parties. We help millions of kids.
Yeah, but I was just going to say, like, I was just... Yeah, sorry, Christian.
Yeah, shut up a minute. I want to talk. No, I'm joking. No. So yeah, I'm impressed with your project, and do you think if you would have done the research first that you'd be much further than you are now, or
I don't think with Polygon.
Are you happy with that?
I think I'm very happy with what we built in terms of the community.
Yeah, and would you have gone with Polygon?
We actually started off with Ethereum. We spent 3,000. We done everything. We switched within 2 days, because when we launched it, gases were like $250.
Yeah,
and I was like,
exactly.
Huh? We're selling these $20.
Exactly.
So straight away we switched. We killed the contract and we switched over to Polygon. And to be honest with you, I think everything happens for a reason. I think there's always a reason. Like I said, I wanted to do this project 10, 12 years ago. If I would have done this 10 to 12 years ago, I would have failed. In terms of, because I didn't have the experience, I didn't have the know-how, I didn't have the qualification, I didn't know what I know now working in the educational system and building myself up. I think I would have absolutely flopped it. I think everything happens for a reason. I think, yes, we were meant to be on Polygon because we had to learn all of these different things. We had to learn about the partnerships. We had to learn about these spaces. And I think for us, one of the key things is it's about who you know in these spaces. No matter how amazing your and this goes for everyone. And I know people are going to be like, that's not true and all the rest of it, but people don't see what goes on in the back end. No matter how good your project is, no matter how good your utility is. I know people are saying, oh, it's not gated. Web3 is not gated and all the rest of it. Actually, it is. Unfortunately, to say that, unless certain people, and I know people are going to go, oh my God, unless certain people give the go ahead for you to go mint this project, it's going to be very hard for you to mint out a 10K collection. Unless you have certain people in your corner who are supporting you, who people know, you can have the best utility in the world, but to mint out a 10K, you're going to take a long time to do that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I know people don't want to hear that,
That's true.
but it is what it is. Just like in the
No,
corporate
it is
world.
true. It is true.
No, no, your network is your net worth. That's a big common
and it's
thing.
the community.
And your community.
The community is what's going to drive your sales and your get more members. It's going to be the community spreading word of mouth, and and that's
and
because I've heard of troglodytes for over a year now. I think it is.
Yeah,
I'm not even into NFTs. I'm not even hugely into NFTs until more recently, and I knew who troglodytes were. I've known about troglodytes for ages.
Yeah, and that's it.
I didn't necessarily know what you did, but I knew that you were everywhere.
Yeah, and it's having that name. It's and this is the thing. Like I see a lot of projects coming in, especially even in Polygon, bro. There's hundreds of projects flooding Polygon. When Polygon was not the cool boy, you go in spaces and talk about Polygon, they'll kick you out. They'll be like, pardon my language. I literally was getting told to get the fuck out of it. Poly, what? That dead blockchain.
No, that's it. Yeah, we all started a bit like in the Polygons area. That's where we're coming from, most of us.
Yeah.
But,
I'm still
my project's on ETH.
Yeah.
But that's a different reason why I did that. But we're not talking about me now. But we started in the Polygon circle, so we're used to the Polygon. We love Polygon, and we know Polygon's going to make it.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah.
And that's what we're trying to change as well. And I know that the keys in the title being a communities, but we're trying to get people out of that tribal mentality of being loyal to one blockchain when you guys are trying to feed kids. Like I've just read an article of you guys feeding 650 kids and 500 disabled adults. Like that is phenomenal. Like
it is.
That shit does not matter what blockchain you're on, what part of the world you're from.
Yeah.
And
that's it. And this is what I was trying to explain to some of those big people. But the thing is, now I see those big people even coming into Polygon spaces and pitching their projects. And I'm like, wait, what? Polygon's getting this big? Like, it shocked me. Like, I'm telling you, the big names in ETH, and I see them going in Skirpy space, and obviously Skirpy being Polygon. And I'm like, the tide is changing. But unfortunately, it's still not there where people will spend that type of money yet. I'll give it a few years.
Yeah, big yet, right?
Yeah.
I've been tracking down the KO kid, NFT kid. Keith.
Oh yeah, I know him. Yeah.
So I hang out with Keith every once in a while, and I bug him. He's tried to buy my NFT several times, but he keeps forgetting I'm on Polygon. And every time he finds I'm on Polygon, he gives me shit for it. We're doing an ETH collection just because of Keith, honestly.
Oh god!
But I've been trying to get him for a year, man. You're on Polygon. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, bro, it is, man. That's the latest article.
It's changing.
It is changing.
We actually have as a community, we actually have our own project. It's on Polygon as well. So
bro, I'm telling you, Polygon's gonna. When they were talking about the next bull run, it's gonna be on Polygon. It might not.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be on
Polyrun.
So, yeah, Polyrun. I like that. And this is the thing, what people have to realize: Polygon, we don't work in silos. Everyone knows everyone. There's not a community that don't know another community, or someone who knows someone from that community that they can just get them on a call and help each other out. And they've had to work that way. All of us have had to work that way, where we work in partnerships to help each other out and help each other grow. That's one of the good things about it. So it breaks my heart that I'm going to ETH, man.
Community of communities, we're trying to do the same, aren't we? With the book, Mickey.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Just touching on that real quick. Yeah. So I know we'd talk about you, but I think that maybe you guys could even benefit from it as well. So we've got a 100-page NFT book where we're trying to get 100 projects to purchase a page for 150 Matic to purchase a page in the book, and we can get 100 projects all working together on one project to help each other get exposure and also bring these communities together for networking purposes, for removing that tribalism part of the industry, and to also help people get that exposure that they wouldn't normally get, because you can imagine bringing 100 communities together to work on one thing that benefited every single person in that book is just such an amazing concept, and so we're really excited about that. And we'll touch more on it later on because obviously we've got
No,
more
that
to the
sounds amazing.
project. But yeah,
You know, one of the biggest thing. I don't know if you guys know the Matic man.
I can't say that I do, if I'm honest.
You need to hit him up, bro. Like he's
I didn't
like
hear you.
the Matic man. He's like the plug
Oh.
of Polygon.
Okay.
He knows any big project, knows him. He can contact them and get on a call and support people. And he does it. He does it freely. Everything he does it.
Well, get us in contact. We'll do that.
100%.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
He's down for it. When I mean, this guy is
Yeah,
one of the
let's
most
do
genuine and honest person in the spaces. He just done a space today. I think it's like 200 plus people in there. He had Alpha, and quite a few of the other big people. Like he's well connected, but he's supportive. He's not guarding or gating. He'll share all the information he has with people, and he'll get everyone in his spaces to support each other. He's the guy. Because one of the things me and him, and I was talking to him about this, and I was saying, for the Polygon blockchain to have that mass adoption, to be successful, it can't just be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 projects being successful. It has to be like at least 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 projects being successful all at once. For people to sit up and take note of the Polygon blockchain, it can't just be, Utes or Alpha or Brozo. It has to be so many projects being successful around the same time, in the same time, and having that flood mass adoption for people to be like, hold on a minute, what's going on over there? Like, because that's what's going on in ETH. You have all these projects being successful in ETH, so people are flooding over there. If you can have that same traction in Polygon, there is nothing stopping Polygon. People flooding over there with the cheap gas and everything else, and what people will flood it. They'll be like, all these projects successful over here. I need to make my bag. Because they're the people, first of all, you need to attract. It's those flippers. Because unfortunately, that's part of the game. You need them. You need them to come over and spend that money and flip.
Yeah, it's good for the floor, good for the volume.
The goal all along is to, try and bring people together and strengthen the Web3 space, and also try and get people to see like where the space even came from.
Exactly.
And who built this in the first place, and also try and connect people from every end of the spectrum, and with working together with all these amazing projects like Doglins, DeFi Space Donkeys, Panda Pals, all these projects, Ascensions. We've known these guys for like a year and a half. We've been trying to work together as a multitude of communities to try and help bring that attention to all of these amazing projects, and all these people are just trying to do some good in the world, like you guys of your project. Being able to have a platform like this that you guys can come and tell people, look, I came from this terrible situation, and I've managed to build this, and then take this back to the people that I was torn from, and help them and feed people. It's incredible, and that's what we've been trying to do. So that's why we appreciate you guys coming on and speaking.
I need to get you to some private Telegram groups, because we started this. I need to get you some private Telegram groups. It's got all the big projects in.
Yeah, thank you.
I've messaged you his Twitter handle. Message him, tell him Ahmed sent you, and he's gonna get you in all those groups.
Thank you.
Do it. I'm following already. Tell him to follow me back.
I'll let him know, man. On Mondays, 5 p.m. 12 p.m. EST. We've literally just started doing this. A project with a purpose. Like projects that's using the technology to change things in the world, to impact things in the world. Because there's nothing like that out there at the moment. Like, obviously you guys are doing it, but to have like the big support, we're trying to get Polygon themselves to get involved. So not just talk about it. Actually, you know what? Put your money where your mouth is. Like, these guys are out here. We're out here. You're out here. You're building on their blockchain. You're supporting what they are building. So we also need a bit of support also to highlight the changes people are trying to make in the world with your blockchain, with your technology. Essentially, we're trying to do this. So highlight these type of people, because yes, they came on the space. They explained that NFT wasn't on their forefront, on their radar, which is fine. They made that mistake. They owned up to it. They apologized for it. But now let's move on and let's all support each other. So support the OG people that's been here, support the new projects that's coming in at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely. You're not wrong. And that's amazing that you guys have been doing that, and that we've been doing that, and it'd be brilliant to make that connection as well. Because obviously after a year and a half of us guys bringing people together and doing that, and we've starting to get a lot of traction and starting to be able to really make a difference and have an impact and have that platform. We've got a great connection with Meta Builders, and these guys have been in the industry from almost the beginning with Crypto Magazine, who are the biggest crypto publication in the world. A great connection with those guys. We've got a Marvel writer in our space tomorrow who's got great connections in Hollywood, and it's brilliant to bring all those people together.
100%.
To showcase what everyday people can do with this technology.
And all that will do for your chain is give you more exposure, not the negativity side of things, And this is what's lacking in the industry at the moment. And this is what I believe Polygon's not taking advantage of. And they really are not taking advantage of this. They can literally be in the papers every day because the amount of people that's out here using the Polygon blockchain to do good, to change lives, to create something amazing, it's not being highlighted. Do you know what I mean? Like if they just put just a little percentage to showcase that, the amount of exposure and publicity they'll get from mainstream and all these other, it'll be crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And could you imagine if all these projects that we're doing that all came together and started making that same noise? That's what we've seen this for such a long time, and we're starting to get seen for that, and it's amazing because we're not out here competing. We're not trying to take over anyone. We're just trying to bring people together and put people on the same platform. And
they're literally missing the trick, and they're missing the trick like how they missed the NFT, and they all of a sudden they saw no matter the downturn or whatever, the Polygon NFT was still pumping. No matter what, it was still pumping, and they're still missing this trick now to say actually, the amount of exposure we can get from these type of projects, you can't pay for that. That's priceless. That's front page news. You can't pay for that. So,
yeah, 100%. Communities ain't sleeping on it. They got their own trick right here.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's make the noise.
And that's what we're trying to do.
Make it happen.
I think that guy's going to be the main instrument to do that. I'll be honest with you, because he's with talks with these people. He's with them every day. He works for One Planet. One Planet is a Polygon blockchain. He knows all the other people on what's the other one? Me Polygon. I can't remember what they're called now. I'm trying to remember. Magic Eden. So Polygon on Magic Eden, or whatever you call it. So he's friends with all those guys. Like he's got a lot of connections. Like I said, we're just lucky that he's an honest person and he's someone who wants to help. This is the thing that hurts me. You've got someone like that who wants to help, and he's made connections with us and quite a lot of other people. And when you guys connect with him, I guarantee you, he'll connect with you guys. He'll get on a call straight away and be like, what can we do to change this? What can we do to put this forward? Because he's trying to put a plan together to take to the Sandeep and all these other people to say, listen, these are what we're doing. We're doing this and we're impacting and changing the world. Like, come and help us. Help us give you guys more exposure for your blockchain.
Yeah, that's awesome. We will definitely be in touch. See your hand up, Wild. How's it going? You got a question for Trogs?
Kind of, yes. So, I was very inspired by what you guys were saying. Recently, I actually got connected with a place of writing crypto articles and stuff like that. And we were just discussing what topic would be good to write about. So I just went ahead and posted that to the editor as a topic, is that we do an article on the Polygon projects that are focused on changing the world. So if that gets approved, I would love to connect with you guys because I know you guys know a lot more than me. So instead of, like you guys are saying, instead of talking about it, I mean, if we get the opportunity, I'd love to do something about it, at least for my part, as well as even if they don't approve of it, I can bring that into the seminars that I'm going to be doing with the Florence Biennale. So I definitely would love to maybe get a back chat together, guys, and do some what you guys think are the best Polygon projects out there. I mean, I know I heard what you guys are doing. I know a few other ones like the Matic Grays. I know what we're doing, you know, stuff like that. I know there's quite a few projects, but if you guys have some, you know, projects that you love, I would love that information so I can do my part as far as sharing it.
100%. There's even one of them in the spaces right now. He's literally down there. Caden's his son, Nico. And he's used the Polygon blockchain as well as obviously other chain. There's so many of us out here, man. But like you said,
are you guys all connected with the community of communities?
No, sorry.
They don't have the plus yet, but they're about to add it.
I was thinking of a communal place that we could post a request for the information. So because it's kind of hard to get it all via conversation, it's better to get, you know.
I think we could put that in the community of communities chat, right? We got a lot of Polygon projects, and that's kind of what we're for, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That'll be a good focus. You remember how I was gathering information for my seminars anyway? Having one of the areas of focus be on how this area of NFTs are focused on changing the world, I think is a fantastic area to cover. So I will be posting that question in the community of communities so we can start gathering that specific information. So, and we'll just see what everybody recommends. I'll even do it on Twitter too, guys, but I don't have a huge reach. So if everybody retweets that, let's get the best communities out there, get some attention on them.
Absolutely. Well said. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. So what's your name? Sorry.
I'm Ahmed.
Ahmed, sorry, yeah. Do you know, I've actually sent a DM to the guy who tagged me and saying you've sent me using your name as well, so I don't know why I just asked that. I was just going to ask, so would you say that using blockchain technology to do what you're doing do you think that that's helped you in do more good in the world, or would you say it's made it harder to start with? You know, what would you say that blockchain technology has done for what you're trying to do in the world?
I'll say it's opened up our eyes to what can be done in third world countries and other countries where the pound and the dollar is very strong. So we ran a trial test late last year where we got people trained up. We had 20 people trained up and we got them employed in Web3, in marketing and stuff like that. And they were earning $100 a month for 2 to 3 hour work. They're still earning that. That's a lot of money for them. I'll just give you a basis. The average teacher gets paid $60 a month if they're lucky. At one point they went 6 months without no pay.
A month?
A month. Yes, a month. Exactly. And bear in mind, food's very expensive. Very expensive. It's not cheap. And that's the average teacher if you're lucky. We'll get that. So for them to just work for 2 to 3 hours a day and earn $100 a month, that's a lot. And that's still going on to this day. So the technology is changing lives and can create generational wealth. You know that old saying, you feed a man a fish, you feed him for the day. You teach a man how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. This is what this premises is built on. It's about giving them the education and giving them the training that they will need to do this for themselves, that they won't need companies. Like, I hate charity companies. Let me just get this straight up. When it comes to charity companies in Africa, money gets legs and walks. And just like I said, just recently, like a few months ago, 2.4 million went missing. No accountability, no nothing. There was nothing. It was like, where's this money? Oh, sorry, we don't know. It's gone missing.
Yeah, totally. I could totally believe that. In fact, you know, a lot of people in the UK know that. You know, when you know Acorn's done more for charity than the top 10 leading charities in the world, I think that tells you everything. Everything.
So when it comes to the blockchain and people donating or money going through the blockchain, where you can visibly see it, and
accountability.
Exactly. And when it comes to you registering that as a charity, accountability. So these are some of the things we want to change the laws around. We are working with some of the mega people down there to try change the law slightly. for people to be held more accountable, and things of that nature.
Just please stay safe, bro. Because I'm sure
No,
you
I
know
know
what
what
you're
you
up
mean.
against in that neck of the woods. So
hell yeah, no, we've been threatened already. We've been told we have to play nice, and I'm not allowed to speak ill of the government or anything like that. It is election time, and the person who is running for president is close family friend. And hopefully, if we can get him in, a lot can be changed, a lot can be done. Especially Elon is launching Skylarks, something like that, down there this year.
Elon launches a lot of things, doesn't he?
Yeah. This year, no, which is really good because the internet will be cheaper, faster, and more effective.
Hopefully, it goes better than his last launch.
Fingers crossed. But all
the last launch worked perfectly, Tricky. It was perfectly fine.
Right? Yeah, no, it went up. It went up just fine.
It went up just fine, and it also
down
showed
part.
that the emergency switch works as well.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know that not an entire rocket would land on your head. It would just be small pieces.
That's good. But yeah, no. So the blockchain technology, like I said, we tried it, we tested it, and we know it works. And people, like I said, are still earning money from it to this day. There's no point creating something and just saying, yeah, come in for the day, we'll feed you, we'll support you, we'll keep you safe. But what's the end goal? That's all good and well to start with, but what's the end goal? The end goal, and this is the thing people can track on the website. So any child who signs up to the children's center and everything else, I'm putting the educational system. So for those who know about the educational system, every quarterly you get a report for that student, for that child, to say this is where they are, this is where they need to be, and this is what they need to achieve. And you get to track all of that. So it's not just about, okay, yeah, I bought into this project and all the rest of it. Actually, you get to physically see that child that you're supporting throughout. So you get a report on the website will show the child's progress and their destination, and if they reach that destination as well. So it's literally implement everything that I've learned in the UK there as well. So that's part of it.
No, that's incredible. And, it sounds like you guys have, timed it right. You're clearly using your networks in your favor. You've obviously done your homework. It's clearly working. You guys are doing some amazing things in the world. You've got all the proof for people to see. For anyone that has any doubt, you're doing it all on the blockchain, so the accountability is there. And we wish you the absolute best with that. And we're happy you're here because we know about you now. And for anyone that didn't know about you now, they do. And we'll do everything we can to support, and we'll definitely look forward to getting you guys back again in the future, and keeping you up to speed with everything that you guys are doing, and hopefully do something ourselves to also help with what you guys are doing, because that is what blockchain's about. That's what community is about, and that's one absolute phenomenal way to utilize blockchain technology. So we take our hats off to you guys. Keep smashing it.
No, thank you.
Thing, and fair play to come from that side of the world, and bring back so much good. That's just incredible.
No, 100%, man. And I always tell people this, man. I'll be forever grateful for what the UK system did for us, being my family and stuff like that. No, like it literally changed our lives, bro. We could have ended up anywhere in the world. We could have ended up being child slaves. We could have. They accepted us and took us in, man.
And that's how it should be. It shouldn't be any different. That should be that should just be a normal thing. We're people in this country are in a very fortunate position, and we should be able to help as many as we can. So,
and that's it. And in turn, like I said, I've worked with young people for 20 plus years now, and in turn, I've paid my dues where I've given back to society over here. I've supported hundreds of kids, and now it's time to say, okay, you know what? Home, my birthplace, they are still suffering, and I was fortunate to get out. And I'll be very selfish or greedy if I'm in the position I'm in now and not help back. I'll be a piece of shit.
Now you're doing cool shit. Now you're doing cool stuff. You're doing some really cool stuff. I love it.
Yeah, no, thank you. Cool. Thank you so much. And hopefully we can all get on a call with the Matic man, and we can build something big, man.
Yes.
So what about that plus then?
What's the plus? Sorry, someone's gonna have to, because Dill was trying to tell me about this. And I was like,
wow.
what are you talking about? So what is it?
It's a symbol, and in the symbols there, when you edit your name, you just add the plus, and you're one of us. That's as simple as that. It just shows you're a positive addition to the community of communities. You'll lose your check for a couple days, but you'll get it right back.
Yeah, so the plus
And,
it basically stands for, it stands for the communities. It stands for supporting Web3 community, being a positive addition to Web3 regardless of your skill set. We're in favor of mental health. But no, we're all mental health advocates, and we're all about bringing people together, and community and power of the people being the forefront of everything that we do. So that's what the plus represents to us. So everyone who has a plus, you can see, they're a part of communities. So it's a way that we can all represent each other without sacrificing any of our own identity from, changing your name or changing your profile picture.
Yeah, it's just a plus. Okay, yeah, I'm down for that. What do I do? Email Twitter and just say, look, I'm about to change this. Don't take away my trademark.
You just click on your account and edit profile. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when people do that, it does remove your check mark for a couple of days, but then it comes back. Well, everyone that's had the check mark in the first place, that's what's happened. So they've lost the check mark for a couple of days, and then it returns.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 3 to 7 days. But you already sold out your collection, right? You already sold out your minted out your Polygon collection. So now's a great time to do it.
I was gonna say we're pushing the evolution. We got 4 months. Like 4 months?
Yeah. Well, you'll get it back. You'll get it back before then, so you'll be all right.
I'll ask the missus. But no,
Ahmed, I just want to say it was nice to meet you, mate. And my name is Christian. I'm from the Stray Dogs Club, but I'm repping Doglands now. But it was good to meet you, man. And I really appreciate what you're doing for your home country, mate.
No, thank you, man. Listen, even like people can reach me on my mobile number, bro. Like it's literally on those documents I've just pinned up there. Like I said, we're fully doxed, man. We can't get any more doxed than even our address is on there.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And like I said, we've got to switch over to the next featured guest, but we do really appreciate having you guys on.
No, thank you.
Thank you,
man.
Honestly, look forward to it.
I want to come back. Come back in a few weeks or a few months or however long it takes. We'll get you back.
All right. Thank you all so much, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, the privilege is all ours, my friend. Thank you so much. But yeah, Wild, we're going to move over to you in just a second. But just before we do, we just want to do a massive shout out to Meta Builders. These guys are our sponsors. They provide all Web3 services. They've been in the industry from almost the beginning. There's people in their ecosystem that have helped build Web3. So we really love having these guys within our community. The support that they've provided to the communities through their experience, through their connections, through their network. These guys have really tried to make sure that Web3 is used for all the right reasons, supporting all the amazing ecosystems and metaverses and NFT projects. And you can just check out what they have been doing, because they've been doing it all on the blockchain. So you can trace everything back to its original sources. It's dated for... these guys were entertaining NFTs before Gary Vee even hit the scene. These guys have been around a long time. They're reachable through anyone who has a plus. You can check these guys. They've got some incredible services. They're happy to offer their assistance as much as they possibly can. And we really appreciate having these guys on board. So yeah, if you're looking for any Web3 services, do check these guys out, because these guys know exactly what they're doing. And if you look at the quality of services that these guys have provided, you will see that there's many projects doing these things now at such less quality. These guys really know how to build in this industry, and it's amazing we've got these guys around, because it's the people that build the foundations that we want to entertain and support, and it's people like these guys that we want to protect at all costs. So just do have to do a big shout out to these guys. Also, we have an NFT book which we just touched on earlier. This NFT book is a project that is close to our hearts, because although we provide as much support as we can across the industry for no charge, this platform doesn't cost anyone. It never will. But this project that we're working on as a team is a way that we can earn financially in this industry. It is a way that we're trying to bring many communities together and have amazing projects build with each other on one project for the betterment of each other, for the space in general, and as a complete attribute to community movement, and to really showcase what good projects can do when working together. if anyone wants any more information about the NFT book, you can click on my profile. All the links, all the information's there. We're partnered with Meta Builders on building this project as well, because when you check these guys out and see what these guys have done, you'll see why we're happy to go arm in arm with these guys all the way to the end. So just wanted to throw that in there before we move over to Wild. So I would now like to introduce Amanda from Wild World of Dragons. Amanda, welcome. Thank you for coming, and I appreciate your patience.
Oh, truly my pleasure. It was fantastic to hear everything in depth with the Troglodyte Society. I think that's the most in depth I've been able to actually hear your guys' community, and just, want to shout out for that and love what you guys are doing. And, thank you guys from the community of communities for such a fantastic space. And, as you said, the Metal Builders for hosting. So I will be sending you a DM, Mr. Troglodyte Society, regarding what we spoke about, the Polygon. I really am serious. I do want to get that information out there. But without further ado, I will talk about Wild World of Dragons. So Wild World of Dragons has been a community-driven project. It's based off of my actual real-world dragons. Oh, I do actually have a tweet to pin up, which I will do real quick. Thanks, Tricky.
I was just going to say, Meta Builders' stuff's pinned at the top as well for people if they want to check that out. Just why you mentioned that, Amanda. And thank you, Tricky, for being rapid on that pinning. Love it.
Yes. And I definitely shared all that. Make sure even to retweet all that stuff up there, guys. It really does help, the projects get their message out there. As I said, I do love what you guys are doing. I can't wait till we're at that section of our project where we're really able to give to people. We're getting super close, which I'll kind of get into at the end, guys. But back onto Wild World of Dragons is how we actually kind of got here. It's based off of my real world dragon sculptures, and one of the things that the project really brings for excitement and adventure is we kind of skirt the line between fantasy and reality. You really don't know where one begins and the other ends. So we brought a lot of fun and adventure, because that's really what it was about, was just bringing the art, the beauty, the fun to the community. And we were actually listed in the NFT Times as an NFT project before we really even knew what we wanted to do for a project. So that pin that we have up there does kind of help with the breakdown. If once I decided I wanted to go forward and actually make a project, if that's what all the people wanted, I wanted to give them. That's what the whole journey was, is, as an artist, anybody out here can understand how delightful it is to give to your community and have them delight in that. And then that inspires you to go to the next level and create more. And that has been the journey through Wild World of Dragons. We've created a Web3 book, one of the first ones ever, a series of collectible cards with that. And then researching with some of these amazing communities that I've had the beautiful opportunity to be a part of, I really got to learn from some wonderful founders about, project setup and the way things, rewarding. I knew I wanted to reward the community, but I wasn't quite sure at first how. So taking my time to learn, we actually just finished our full cycle of NFTs, I guess you'd call it, the full project cycle. So each cycle consists of an investor section, which is a very limited edition, high level, one-of-one collectible cards or books. So for example, there's 500 of the Fire Dragon OG cards. In that 500, there is 100 one-of-one NFT books. So every single card or book in that section is highly collectible on its own. They are listed on an Ethereum market. This is for our investors and high-level collectors that really want that super unique product from the project. And built into that comes our next phase of it, which was our reward cycle. Now, I wanted to make sure that everybody, you guys, I'm a single mom. I know I want to invest in every single project because I love every single one out there, of all these positive communities. And so I can't always do like the investors' cards. That being said, I wanted to make sure there was a portion of the project available to everyone. And this is where we actually cross-chain, and we have on the Polygon market for only 20 Matic. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention those investor cards are a 0.11 ETH, which is about $150. And then you actually get a portion of the sales from the entire reward section. And the reward section consists of our triple launch. And that is in our triple launch, we have our 3D dragons. Those are the 20 Matic, so that anybody out there can have a 3D dragon it comes with the actual 3D file, so it can be dropped in a virtual reality, augmented reality, and even like a spatial or metaverse type environment, because you don't just get the picture, you get the actual file as well. And then we also have our clothing and accessories line. And then I make some real world. So many people want the sculptures, and the mobile sculptures are quite time and labor intensive. So I also invested in getting a 3D printer so we can print the dragons, which I hand paint and enjoy bringing. You guys, can you grab one of those pictures of those two, Tricky, by chance, so they can see the glow in the dark on the
Yeah, let me find one. Cool.
Yeah, there should be a couple of them recently. So I hand paint those, and just like I do with my mobile sculptures, I really get to explore lots of different lights and textures with those, and so that they even light up at night with the glow in the dark and all that. So that's our triple launch. And then again, as I said, a portion of all those rewards go to those 500 holders of the investor cards. And that's how I wanted to set up my cycles. So every season, so this is our fire season, we will be having a season coming out, the electric dragon season. And each season there will be the investor cards and the reward series, so that everybody can be a part of the dragons, everyone can get a piece of it. And then we also have room for every single person in Web3, from our investors to just our people who want a little bit of everything. And that right there is how we set up the Wild World of Dragons. We just finished our mint, as you guys see. I'm super excited about that. Excuse me, I had to take a drink real quick. Before getting out there and like sharing and pushing a ton, I wanted to make sure to have the full reward cycle as well. That's one thing, is you see so many. I actually saw a few projects that would come out and be like, you get this, and then we'll reward you on this, whatever, and then they just never appear again. And we all know that this is something that can happen in the crypto space. And I just really wanted to be faithful to make sure before really, going out there and pushing, getting that full cycle example. So my, whole community and project can see that it's all built in right there. And we definitely will be getting out there. As I said, those real world dragons, it's actually been very interesting, guys. It's got the attention of the actual Florence Biennale artists. We've been invited to go to Florence Biennale in Italy in October, so we will be going worldwide. You guys heard me mention possibly seminars earlier, and what that is regarding to is I'm working with the Florence Biennale team. There's some ladies there that are professional fundraisers, and they want my assistance to help with getting the word out of becoming a Web3 artist. And that's really, there is no digital artist actually accepted at the Biennale yet. And so one of the messages I'm taking there is the benefits of the real world art community joining the Web3 art community, how it really helps each one of us become the best of ourselves. So that's where we are going. On top of that, you guys talking about changing the world, this is something that is really important. I feel every project should build this in. As I said, we kind of had to build our foundation of the project first. And a dream that I had, I actually, so not to get too personal, but I was actually legally disabled and studied for years to create these healing teas that actually literally completely have revolutionized my life. And over the years, I've helped lots and lots of people heal. So my dream was to get the dragons going so I could invest in healing and giving people this energy and life so they feel alive again. And it's just been absolutely amazing. One thing in Web3 I noticed, guys, is it moves so much faster than you ever expect
I
because
want to know more
we
about your
are,
teas.
yeah. So, okay. I love to learn, guys. I'm a very intensive study learner, and I literally was. Okay, so I was legally disabled. I was diagnosed with a couple of things, including fibromyalgia, and I tried to follow the doctor's routes, but I do not do well with chemicals. And that ended up being legally disabled where I could barely do anything. And I do have a deep faith and believed that I did not go through, because I did go through a challenging life. I didn't believe I went through everything just to stop there. And I believe that that's true of a lot of people when they hit that wall. They've tried everything, they've done the doctor's routes and everything, and they still feel like crud every day. Every day is just so full of pain. And that was my life. And so I went into a deep dive study of natural healing herbs, which, and please, anyone, if you're looking into herbs, do be careful, because you can't just go to the store and pick them up. You do actually need to know what you're doing in the combinations. But through years of research and trial and error, I came up with this energizing healing elixir. It has actually completely restored my body. And if you think about it, part of the reason is every day our bodies are fighting everything that comes against our systems, and we can only fight back with what we put into it. And on top of being having that additional challenge environmentally, we are also decreasing the actual nutrients and macro minerals that go into our foods by going into the hydroponics and taking them out of the actual earth. So this being said, our bodies are getting less nutrients and fighting more battles. And we see this with even more cancers and all of that popping up. So what the teas do is they actually take these nutritional healing elements and ingredients and put them in an easily absorbable format, so that from the moment you drink them all the way through your system, your body's able to absorb those nutrients. Like one of my challenges was I could not even take supplements through pills or the intense liquids, because my body could not break them down and absorb them. That's why they're in this tea format. They're really not like any tea you've ever had. I've actually had them compared to more of an Italian beverage because there's so much richness and flavor. But they literally replace all the medicines that I was taking from the doctor for pinched nerves, pinched nerves, migraines, muscle spasms, all of the works, my fatigue. It's not a cure, it's a treatment plan where if I take, and then what's so fantastic about them is because they have all of the micro and macro nutrients and elements in them, that they actually help you build a better body over time. Because every 3 weeks, you pretty much, sorry guys, I get real excited about this if you can't tell. But it just helps you build a better body because you're always replacing your cells. And again, with only what you put in it. So when you're putting these life and energy teas, you're building a healthier and stronger life.
I mean, so
And
some of these remedies in the wrong dosages can be quite dangerous, right?
that is correct, which is why if anybody is interested in the teas, I do recommend you connect with someone who actually has done the research. There was a lady up in the town when I was helping other people with it. She actually thought she could do the same thing and sent 3 people to the hospital. So you need to know what you're doing. And if you go to the store, honestly, about 70% of the teas available in the store in loose leaf teas are oftentimes purely nutrients or diuretics. They're not actually in the healing ingredients. So this is why it's great to connect with someone who does have the years of intensive research. I do occasionally add new ingredients as new research comes, but never without deep research, lots of trial and error. I have been practicing this for over 10 years. And in doing so, I've helped hundreds of other people. One lady, she actually had cancer for the 5th time. And all previous times, they had to surgically remove it. It was ovarian cancer. Within 3 months of being on the T while they were monitoring her, the cancer was reduced by 60% and went from cancerous to benign. The doctor was so impressed, he actually asked for the recipe for his naturopathy wife so that they could continue to help other people up there with it. And so that's just one of the many stories. I've seen it help people recover from actual meth addiction. I was a dispatcher and would bring my teas with me all the time. And one of the guys got back to me how much it helped him. And we actually helped one of his friends with it as well, because as their body is so depleted by the drugs they do and the lack of nutrients they put in, the teas actually help them restore it through that healing process, so they don't feel like they have to go back into the drugs to get away
It's like
from it
what
all.
you said earlier. You know, you can only get out what you put in.
Yep. Yep.
And obviously, if you put in things that are different, it could be things that you're missing. Really, that
Absolutely.
could be a catalyst to you not being well.
And they actually, so here's an example right here. So vitamin B12 is your brain vitamin. You can use up all the vitamin B12 in your body in less than 20 minutes under stress. And that's your brain vitamin. So like these teas are just constantly replacing that so that you think clearly. You guys hear how bright and alert I sound? I have early onset fibromyalgia with multiple other challenges that create major fatigue. This gives me my life back. I get to live when I'm on it. And being on it so many years, if I go off it for a few days, I actually still feel okay. It takes a good 3 or 4 days before, and I can physically feel my fibromyalgia symptoms start creeping back in. And I'm like, ooh, pinch muscles, that muscle tension, to that point where it starts locking up and pinched nerves are next. I go back to my teas. And we do actually have someone else here who I have given a sample to and is working with me on getting them actually out here sooner than I thought it would be a couple years of doing the dragons before I could invest in healing as many people as possible. But this might be moving forward sooner, guys. And I'm super excited because it changes lives. And that would be tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
T5
Tricky's told
space
us all.
days.
Tricky's been talking to us about some of the stuff you guys been up to. Not too much, like he's been
Yeah.
reserved, but he's been saying how he's been working with you. And he's really excited.
Yeah, I'm trying to I'm always one of those people who's like cautiously optimistic when I try a new something or other. But yeah, I've been feeling a lot better with it, and not having the pain medication when I first got it was really amazing to notice that I wasn't just buckled over in pain. I didn't have the pain medication, and I actually felt okay. It was really amazing. So I'm pumped to keep trying it and seeing how much more it improves my health. I'm on 20 different medications, so I know my body's been stripped of those vital nutrients, and it's definitely benefiting. So I'm happy to have these samples out and to hear other people's responses too. Like I really want to be able to give that health to people, and not even just from the health aspect, just the energy and the alertness. I feel like people who are drinking 5 Hour Energy or ginseng or coffee, they would really love to try this for sure. And to not be burnt out or crash at the end, but to actually feel better. That's just huge. So yeah,
It
you
it
made me a
also
believer.
It also, he replaced, so guys, I just want to kind of get a little bit focused on the situation. So anybody who does take regular pain pills knows that your body acclimates them to it quickly. And no matter what, with the, restriction on them, there's always a couple days that before they get refilled that there's going to be a gap or so if you've had a bad month. So that being said, that he got it literally at that point in time where he was in that gap and he did not feel the pain of that. And on top of that, he stopped drinking caffeine for that time. He was ran out after about a week. So he just got his new shipment today.
Oh yeah, I went through it fast. I couldn't stop drinking that stuff, honestly. But yeah, I normally sip on coffee all day with some extra micronutrients and beef collagen in there to kind of replace some of the nutrients that I can't absorb just because of my digestion. And I had no need for coffee. That's absolutely it. Definitely the nettle leaf stimulant with the antioxidants and other energy ingredients that are very noticeable. Very noticeable.
And what I love about it is this is just one of many results like that. I've sent it to people over in business places when we had COVID. I actually had documented evidence that it got COVID cured within 7 days. I had a client that was down in Mexico, and he had to be back in the States to see his daughters, and he got a positive COVID result. And so he was actually still trying to work and drink the teas. And I was like, dude, you need to let the teas do their job and just rest. So he rested for the rest of the week. And literally 7 days after his positive test, he got a negative COVID test from the doctor and was able to fly back to the States to see his daughters. There's just, I have so many stories, and getting and connected with people with Web3, it's been amazing because, I personally only have so much reach that I can send these out to people. I've sent them out all over the United States on my own dime because I just love what the changes it makes. But getting together with, like Tricky and another person that's helping us mentor through some of the process has been amazing, because when we do it the proper way, we have the potential to help millions of people to feel their best every single day. And that is just so exciting to me. So speaking of changing the world, guys, that's our little kind of alpha secret of where we're going with Wild World of Dragons.
Yeah, I
Right.
was just going to say that's absolutely amazing. Especially utilizing the networks and connections in Web3. But I was just going to ask as well. You've got a story behind the dragons, and I was just hoping you could touch on that a little bit, because I think it's quite a great story as to how you took your dragons from the real world into the blockchain.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it was quite a journey. So we literally just took him to the park, and a lady was like, she loved him so much and wanted her sister to see him. I was like, "Are you online?" And I was like, "Not yet." I literally went home and made an Instagram so she could share my dragons with her family, and it just like blew up. And so we really went into, just started the creating with the fire dragons, and then there was actually a part where, and this is what really showed me the beauty of Web3. So during the process, my fire dragons, the actual sculptures, got stolen from my home. And this was my electric dragon, wasn't finished yet. And I really was considering going forward or not. And it was actually through the support and encouragement of my community that I finished the electric dragon. And it actually, we wrote into the story the fire dragons disappearing. So when you guys read that Fire Dragon prologue, which is available in either the Mint or there is a standard version on the website too. I also do live readings of it, which I'll be starting here again soon. But it really goes into the beauty of the Fire Dragon world and then how they disappear. And so through all that excitement and adventure and creation, I finished creating Zorion, and we started with that. And it's just been absolutely amazing. And then we did get connected. So all of the ones from the original are our actual Fire Dragon stills combined in a digital world. And then I really wanted to take them fully digital, which we were super privileged to get to work with a digital artist, Griffin, in our TAG club. You guys see Tom down there? He has a fantastic supportive community too, guys. Just got to give him a shout out. He was definitely one of my first home communities. But got connected with Griffin there, and we got those 3D dragons going. And guys, if you haven't had a chance to see the 3D dragons yet, they are pretty awesome. They have different tiers and rarity levels, and so then it's just been an amazing journey with them. So I'm not sure if I covered exactly what you remember, because I think it's the same story every time, but I think I hit different highlights, But that's like just how we got here. Like I said, with the triple launch, I really wanted to get the 3D dragons out there. And while he was working on those 3D dragons, we worked on the sculptures and the clothing and accessories. And so here we are. And so I do actually kind of have a request to the community. So right now, as you guys hear, we're doing a ton in Wild World of Dragons. On top of this, I'm working on finishing another mini queen so that we can do some stop action videos. Just think about it, guys. My mobile dragons with some stop action that makes them really come to life. What an attention getter that's going to be for, all of us, And so I'm working on this and as well as my other things. So that's something, if anybody here knows or has someone that's like really good with more of the community engagement stuff, that's where we really need actually a little bit of help with Wild World of Dragons. Because I work so much on building and creating that I do get to get out here in some spaces and stuff, but like setting up spaces and, you know, doing all the shares, that's kind of my area of growth. So, but that's where we are with Wild World of Dragons. Is it's just like so completely ready to just launch, and I'll be taking it with me all over the world. And we will be adding like a healing line so that people can, we're thinking about doing, because I was already talking about, if you guys don't notice, healing's a huge part of my life and my heart. So I was already talking about adding some healing stones. I have a whole collection of healing stones. Into the dragons themselves, and then selling those with like you know, some samples of the tea, just kind of bringing it out there. The marketing, you know, the person we were talking to, we were talking about calling it dragon juice and stuff. So it's just really, we're really it's been such an amazing venture every single step of the way here. I just, you know, almost don't
So when you
have words.
sorry, when you say healing stones, are you referring to like crystals and?
That is correct. I do actually
My
have all of the healing stones that anybody could request in a collection. I even have some hand polished pearls, and
One of
or
my
opals,
friends
I
as
mean.
well. He deals with those in the UK. So if you're ever looking to do anything over in the UK, let me know because I can
My,
hook you guys up with that.
my
Yeah,
wife's
I'm
been throwing
thinking of.
those rocks at me all week, but the tea works better.
Yeah, the rocks are supposed to be used differently. What I'm actually thinking about doing is taking like the 3D sculptures and actually carving into them to set the stones in, like, so they'll have their painted background and actually have the stones set into them. My digital designer actually did this one green dragon that looked like it had stones inset in it, you know, and some of them maybe just have like, it depends on the stones. Like some of them are obviously a little more rare, like the garnets and the opals and emeralds and stuff like that. So those would be like a heart stone or maybe a forehead stone. And then some of the other ones, like, you know, the tourmalines or even just like a quartz crystal could be like studded throughout the body. So I just think it's another level of intricate detail that I can add to the sculptures that will bring a unique level to them as well as opportunity to open up into the healing line.
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
that's great to
I
cross
love
multiple
the
markets.
stone idea.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool. I mean, the dragons could be like carrying it or eating it or all sorts of cool stuff.
right. Or
Or
just
even like
carrying
earth
it and then
dragons where it's part of it. Yeah.
yeah.
Or,
I would like to
This
know
is
where your love of dragons comes from. Anyway,
or my love of what?
dragons.
So
who
honestly,
doesn't?
I've always been an artist, and dragons is one, like, is I really didn't even jump into painting until later in life. I actually injured my wrist, and in I actually started carving wood and stuff to rehabilitate. And it wasn't until I clicked with this current medium that I realized I could do anything I wanted. And once I did that, dragon was the first thing I wanted to do because I'd always wanted to work with dragons, but they never felt real enough to me on any type of paper, no matter how well. So, and one thing, the biggest thing I love about dragons, if you think about it, guys, dragons need us to create them through our imagination. Since they are creations of pure imagination, any person that sees them is immediately inspired in one way or the other because they are created purely from inspiration. And that's what I love about them. And they can be anything you want, you know? And I literally have an entire galaxy of dragons. The elemental dragons is just the beginning of the journey. So I do have plans to continue on different series with different books, and continuing the journey with those. But we have
That's
Tricky's hand up
cool.
here
Mhm.
That's
too.
awesome. I would love to see some some children's books with the dragons and the
Yeah.
way you read them too. I could see like children getting really into it. I pinned a couple at the top there. Those are the glow in the dark. You can really see how the paint lights up. Go ahead and share those pin tweets and let's just retweet the room. We got a great space here. There's 20 people in the room, but there's only 10 retweets or so. So let's just retweet the room. If you've already done it, go ahead and undo it and just redo it again. And let's continue this conversation. This is great. Make sure you share those pinned tweets as well. I love how the blue lights up on that one. It's really cool. And the other one is just so bright. It almost looks like you've actually got lights in it. It's so vibrant.
They get so bright that if I hold them up to my face, it will actually reflect the light on my face. If anybody hasn't seen it, so I have made a commissioned piece for Pi Protocol. It is a phoenix. If you guys haven't seen the phoenix unveil on my YouTube, I do have it on my link tree. It's a 2.5 minutes, but it goes through. So it's already this gorgeous turquoise, sparkly turquoise with orange on the top and the tail. And then its light turns on under its chest and crest, and this bright green lights up. And then you turn all the lights out, and her turquoise glows so bright, it lights my whole face up. And that is her 3 phases of light and color. These are different things I love to bring into the mobile and stationary sculptures.
I could see like night lights or other like lamps in the future too. Like that would be cool.
Yeah,
I definitely was.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just saying, I'm definitely thinking. So right now, most of mine are either glow in the darks that are rechargeable or battery operated. But at some point in time, as I'm, do larger things, I definitely would like one with a standard like plug-in, so it could be, used overnight and stuff. I think that'd be cool. I was thinking
Yeah.
about even with the 3D sculptures, hollowing out the eyes so the light could actually glow through the eyes and stuff.
Yeah,
And what about if the wings would actually go up and down? That would be wicked as well.
Yeah,
So
we're
that is
actually-
that's
we're
kind of
working
an
on that.
alpha drop right there. My son is actually like a 14-year-old little genius, and Tricky is also an amazing mechanic. So like this summer, I'm gonna be trying to work on getting, because my sculptures are mobile. They can literally move any way I want them to. And so we're looking on trying to get them actually robotized where they can have wing movements. This queen I'm making, I'm actually going to seal her wings so she can even do some live action floating. So we can like throw her off the cliff of the rocks and she'll float down, hopefully in the proper action. So it's actually been amazing to work with the mobile sculptures because you can really see how every single wrinkle in the wings affects the airflow and the body adjustment of the dragons. So you guys will get to see some of that once she's almost done. She's just like 3/4 of the way done, guys, and then I'll reveal her.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, I was just going to ask, if people want to, get in contact with you, what's the best platform? Because obviously there's a million platforms they're all using all the time. Which is the platform that you're most active on for people to reach out if they want to get involved or learn more about the project?
So I do actually have a Telegram space and then also my Twitter space. Those are the 2 I'm most active in. I'm going to be straight up, guys. I'm horrible at the Discord. I set the Discord up because I thought I should have one, and I'm horrible at it. So horrible. So just being honest there. But the Twitter as well as the Telegram, I'm really responsive in those. I check them at least a couple times a day. The thing is, guys, I do spend some hours in deep creation every single day. And so if I'm not responding right away, I do check at least twice a day, oftentimes more, if I know I'm expecting a text.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's always important when you've got a project to use every platform, even if you don't use it, because that is a big thing that scammers do. If they see you're using everything but Discord, they will create a Discord for your projects and act as if they are you. So it's always important to, whether you use it or not, always make sure you create those platforms so people know that they're legitimately yours. And
I did just set up a spatial, guys. I'm actually quite proud of it. I kind of did it like these earth tones, so it looks like an earth dragon could have made it. So I do have a. I'll post it. I'll post it in the comments here, and then I am gonna have to get it added to my my link tree for everyone.
Yeah,
But
MetaBuild has actually made a spatial for the communities as well. So if you guys do create a spatial, please let us know and we can create a portal between our spatial and yours. And if you check the link in my bio, you can see our spatial link is actually there if you guys want to check it out and see the artwork and react to some of the links that are in there that take you to some of the people that have been building Web3 since
Well,
the
I
beginning.
can't find it right this second, guys, because it's not on my clipboard, so I have to go back through my text. But I'll get it on my spatial, and I'll retweet it right after the space or when I can find it. And then I would love your guys' comments on it. I am going to, I'd love to link it. I'm going to link it with the Lava Heads too. They have a bunch of games over on theirs. They've got my book. They actually have the pages of my book hidden in their game. And that's where I'm going to start doing some of the live reading, guys. So, and I'll actually be like on stage doing live readings of the Wild World of Dragons book, not just the prologue, but I do actually have the full 25 chapter book written. So I'll also be doing previews of that as well. So just always lots going on. If anybody wants to be a part of it, definitely connect with me. We definitely could use, a little bit of help just getting it out there more, because there's so much exciting things going on.
And don't forget, she's minting right now on Polygon for $20, and you get a 3D rendered dragon that you can use in your spatial. It is actually ready to go. So you could even rig it and use it as an avatar, but it's ready to be put in spatial, like right off the get, right?
Yeah, and my 3D designer, he made sure he actually changed up the designs to make sure that they go really well with rigging too. So I actually did 3D scan in the dragon, and that made it like have a million different faces, which made it really hard for rendering. And so he took that design and basically remodeled an exact replica, but with better of the whatever spacing things that the technical people need to make it be easier to animate. So it does. We will eventually be coming out with ones that are already set up with the rigging, but so you have the opportunity to do so though, because you have the 3D dragon.
Right, but 20 Matic right now for a 3D render, that's huge. That's a big that's a good deal. That's great.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard to get good 3D renders, so I'm excited to see the reveal for sure.
Definitely. So we did decide we're gonna do the reveal when we get 50 mints, guys. So we got a little ways to go, but when we get 50 mints, we will reveal those dragons. So you guys can, and then we can start going over all the different rarities. There are 5 different tiers, and in each tier there are some noticeably unique attributes. So once we get some revealing going, we'll go through those. Do we have any questions? I know we go through a lot, guys. I really love what we do in Web3. I love the amazing changes and agree with everyone. We're changing and shaping the world, and I absolutely adore it. So, for my part, we're doing as much as we can over here and love connecting and growing with everyone. So, definitely feel free to reach out, tag us and stuff. We'll retweet and be in spaces to support.
Let's go. Absolutely love having you here. Love hearing about the
Yeah, I'll second that. Yeah, I was just about to say, we always enjoy, when you pop in for a quick chat here and there as well. It's nice to have a friendly face come back to join us.
I definitely always love being in your guys' spaces. Another beautiful thing about, this Web3 is our communities, guys. We get to join each other by like energy and morals and values and, forward thinking about what we're doing. And it's just amazing to connect with every single one of you with that wonderful positive energy. And if other people don't share the same energy, that's absolutely fine, because they'll find their group that they do share that energy with. So it's just beautiful that everyone gets to find their tribe and their community. And I just love this one, guys. You guys are all amazing.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions from the audience, just put your hand up. We'll bring you up.
Yeah, well said. I was literally just waiting to say that. Nice one, bro. Yeah, always, all questions are always welcome, regardless of what it is. However open
and samples.
I feel all questions are welcome.
Yeah, pop a question in the comments. If you want a sample of the dragon juice, you can contact Wild or just contact me directly. I'm Tricky Buddha, and I do have 6 samples that I'm going to be sending out this next week. So if you're in America, it's pretty cheap. It's going to be about $10 for shipping and handling, and you get a pot of tea. So it's like 3 to 5 days worth of tea. If you're an addict and you want to go through it super fast like me, it might be only 2 days, but you really probably should just stretch it. It's a great opportunity to try that product and see how it goes. If you like coffee or you drink 5-hour energies, I highly recommend making a switch to something that actually replenishes the vital nutrients and stuff instead of just leaving you high and dry, for lack of a better word, when it crashes. So
Art with
I
Heart.
love it. Sorry, go ahead, Rev.
No, you're right. I was just going to welcome Art with Heart to the stage.
Hello, Art with Heart.
Hello. And I was gonna say, I love that sum up, Tricky. Thank you so much. Yeah, he's the guy to connect with for setting stuff up, guys. I just provide it all because otherwise, won't ever have enough to spend.
Contact me, or I'll still give it away all for free. We won't have any more.
I do, guys. I kid you not. 1 month, at one drop, I spent $73 to send it across the nation. That was just one drop. So I get a little bad. I love healing people. I don't think that's so wrong.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that, but you can't heal the world if you give it all away, So
Which is true. Is true.
I've spent probably $40-$50 on shipping in the last month or two, and it was totally worth it, because to not have to source all these ingredients individually is just huge. You're providing value, and you deserve at least a minimum wage and reimbursement for shipping to launch your business. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. I do actually drive, like, some of those pure ingredients. I actually drove all the way up to Kettle Falls, which is like 2.5 hours away, just to get them. So yeah, like I go to like 8 different stores.
I mean, it's only 25 ingredients. Good luck trying to make the right recipe on your own. Honestly, you might go to the hospital. You'll probably spend hours sourcing materials.
Most likely hours on the toilet, because most of those are just diuretics. So
right, yeah,
in the store.
Yeah, you just get a bunch of diuretics and get flushed out, and no action. Well, this was a great space. I'm glad you guys all showed up. It was awesome to hear more about the dragons and the tea. It's a great opportunity. I'm super pumped about 3D dragons for 20matic.
Speaking of the dragons,
Polygon space.
Yeah, that was perfect. So speaking of the dragons, guys, I do actually have a giveaway, and you guys get to choose. So that one that says, yay, our 3D Polygon is live. If you guys engage with that and retweet, we need at least 10 retweets. Otherwise, it won't activate the Twitter picker. So 10 retweets, and you guys, whoever wins gets to pick either a 3D dragon or a hand-painted sculpture. And I might throw in a tea packet, but don't tell Tricky.
I was going to say, or we'll give you a tea packet.
Oh, that is super exciting. No, thank you for that, Amanda. So while people are retweeting that, I just want to quickly welcome Art with Heart to the stage. Art with Heart, welcome, an absolute icon in the communities, and played a huge role in the beginning of my journey. And he might have a question. How are we doing, Art? Brad, are you with us?
He's driving home right now, but he just wanted to come in and show his support. He's probably on his way home, covered in sawdust and freaking.
Maybe I can't hear Rev. And is there someone trying to talk to me?
Oh, Rev was talking to you.
Yeah, just
let me jump out and jump back in so I can actually hear him.
All right. Yeah, sometimes people just can't hear Rev coming in. That's that seems to be a theme of today. But yeah.
Yeah, he's had his introduction. He's not getting another one. So
it was so beautiful.
I absolutely love it.
Right. One more thing, because you guys know I love giving away things. So if anybody does want a sample of the Web3 book, Okay, so I'm not giving away samples of tea, Tricky.
Okay,
But
this is
I'm giving
allowed.
away
Continue.
something free. So if anybody wants a sample of that Web3 book so you can kind of hear it and see it, if you haven't got to experience a Web3 book, it's kind of like a Harry Potter book come to life. Just feel free to DM me. I'd like a sample. And when I won't rug myself out of the space, when we're done, I will send you all a sample. Twitter lets me send one full page, so you get the first page. It's like 2.5 minutes of adventure.
Let's go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Experience your first Web3 book. Let's go.
I already have it. Nah.
Yeah, so on that note, can I welcome Brad to the stage, aka Art of Heart? This man is a legend in the community, and has also played an incredible role in the beginning of my journey. Brad, we'll try again. How are we doing, brother?
Doing well. Nice to hear your voice, Mickey. I was like, they kept saying, "Oh yeah, Rev, go ahead," and then you never talked, and I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe he's in the room or something." So, but too funny, man. Thanks for the welcome, and glad to hear everybody's voice this Friday. Happy afternoon and evening for everybody. Thank you all for coming and supporting the community of communities and this amazing man and his amazing team.
So am I right? Are you covered in sawdust or chalk right now?
I am actually barbecuing right now.
Oh, all right.
Ooh.
Nice.
What's on the Barbie?
You got some chicken or what you got?
I got some roast corn with a special little butter mixture going over it, some roast potatoes, and some steak tips. It's cool.
Let's go. All right.
So,
It's
what
Friday
what's
after
time
all,
for
right?
dinner?
I posted
I'll
his
be there.
address.
Probably
I
like
posted his address at the
15
top.
minutes.
Everyone, try to get to his house in the next 15 minutes. The address is at the top. We will.
Good for that, Tricky.
It sounded like you were just putting the phone in the barbecue, then going, "Nope, not on my watch."
Yeah.
Oh, he's tracking me with the phone. I better put the phone in the in the barbecue. Smart.
Yeah.
Thinking.
So,
If only we had smell-a-phone.
Has everyone reacted to the retweets? Have we got 10 retweets?
Do we yet? I want to see who wins.
You've got a lot of retweets on that post. I'm sure the Twitter picker will work. The question is, will it pick someone who's in the room? That's the real question.
Yes, that is the question.
Let's see if
That
it
is a good question. Well, I'm going right now. I just copied the link. And I'm going to the Twitter picker now, so I shall update you, gentlemen.
Awesome.
I'm not excited whatsoever. Not at all. I'm not excited.
Yeah, you're excited. I'm not excited.
No, I don't like dragons.
I don't
What
even
are you
like
gonna
this
pick?
NFT.
What are you gonna
That's
pick?
not one.
Oh, I don't
What are
know.
you
I
gonna
don't
pick if
know.
you
I don't
win?
know. I don't know.
Have you seen the sculptures?
Yes, too much pressure. Stop.
A living sculpture or a 3D dragon?
That's kind of tough, actually. I don't know. I really want to go out into the park and throw them in front of children now, just to be like, you can't have one.
Now, just so you know, oh my gosh, my phone won't even find Twitter picker. Are you kidding me?
I want one of the dragons that I can open its wings and throw it off really high things.
Which is
Those
not
are
any advice. That isn't advice, by the way. Do not throw dragons off of buildings.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
so maybe we
Um,
can do the Empire State.
I was gonna say, guys, my mobile sculptures are quite hardy. They have actually had fights with cats and do just fine.
Oh yeah, they will totally swoop and dive and take a mother out.
Yeah, the mobile sculptures are quite hardy.
Just a quick, guys, on the advice topic. I always try and do a disclaimer every space that nothing that we say or you hear is financial advice, and you should always do your own research because your investment is just that, your investment. This is for entertainment and passion purposes, and obviously even if you hear people being super confident about projects, please always do your own due diligence. As much as we believe in each other, it's always your investment that you should always prioritize and protect. So yeah, always.
I've been wrong before.
Yeah, it does happen. I actually had a dragon stolen in the community. I thought was pretty solid. So I'm just gonna quote unquote, help me get it in robotics.
Right?
Literally got my dragon and blocked me.
Yeah, you still need to send me that address, by the way. Oh, it's recorded space. We'll take care of it. Yeah.
But yeah, you guys always be careful, guys. Thankfully, we have this amazing community of communities that really does help you, learn what's safe and stuff. Trying to type here, guys. So
Yeah,
I'm getting it in the Twitter picker now. It only took me forever to find it.
And I'm a lover, not a hater, not a fighter. But if you come against my family, I will stand up for them. So, tune into the Telegram and my Discord. I will give announcements. There's a warning up there for some recent scam issues, but I'm always going to stay on top of it and be there for my community 100%. So, make sure you guys stay safe. Don't click any links. Stay with official links.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you do your research and trust people who are good people. Figure out who they are. Figure out what they stand for. Figure out what their goals are. Don't just jump into a project because you heard about it on a space. You need to actually meet these people. There's lots of great people in the space, but there's a couple people who are suspects. So, do your research and become part of a good community.
That's why I like our spaces, because we get really to know the person a little bit better than just shilling for 5 minutes your projects. So that's why I love this space so much.
And we invite people who we've already kind of done a little bit of research on, right? We're not just selling space here like some of those other guys. We're actually collectors, lovers of the industry, and we want to see Web3 come up and everyone who's doing good in the space. So that's what's important.
Speaking of the space, I think our winner is in it.
Let's go.
I'm coming back to check. Are you still here? He was here earlier, hanging.
I'm here.
It's Stephen Hall. He had a gorilla on. He was here earlier, guys. Should we give it to him? He must have just gone to support another space. Or do we redraw?
I think you gotta be in the space, but it is your giveaway, so you can do whatever you want. But usually the rules are you gotta retweet, you gotta tag, and you gotta be in the space. If they're not here,
all right,
what fun is it?
Alrighty, there we go. We got the answer, guys. We are repicking. Sorry, Steve. Oh, gotta be in the space next time.
Gotta be here, man. Gotta be here.
And it's Bacon. Bacon's the winner.
Yeah, we've always got to try and show the love to the people that stayed through the entire space. I know that 2 hours is a long time, and we really do appreciate that. And as you can see, an hour for a project still isn't enough. But we want to try and give as much time for people to look at these projects, really get a feel of the people behind them, the things that they're doing, because these guys are really trying to add so much utility and benefit to the community. And also we want you guys not to feel rushed into learning about these projects, and hopefully you will take what you hear and look at it as something to motivate you to do more research. That is always the plan. We're not trying to shill anything and go, quickly listen to this, buy this. We want you to listen to something, and if it tickles your fancy and it's something that you guys like the sound of, that you can then find the appropriate links and platforms and do more research on that. So that's always the plan.
Yeah, well said. There's no FOMO here. We're just trying to grow the community. And I mean, personally, I usually follow a project for about 6 months before I jump in. I mean, that's just me. If they haven't been here for 6 months, it's really hard to know if they're serious. But also I like to invite people to the space who have been here for a year plus. That's just generally
it's a good idea, especially people building a year during the bear market. They're here to stay because they love the environment and they love what they're doing. They're not here for a quick turnover, because that just isn't happening.
That's always why it's also really important never to invest anything you can't afford to lose, because sometimes projects don't always disappear because they're rogue. Sometimes people just can't keep that up. Sometimes projects go under for many reasons, so it's always important to make sure that if you are investing, then you do it on grounds you can afford to take losses, not invest in your life savings. So no, good advice here, guys. Well said.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very well said. You never know. Sometimes some things happen outside of your own control. So,
Yeah, it does.
I always tell people 3 to 5 year timeline for NFTs. You're doing a long term investment for NFTs usually. If you're trying to if you're in there for the quick flip, that's definitely a risk. Get to know someone, make a long term decision, and play it that way. It's all about the people. If you're just trading based on art alone, you better hope you're in a bull run because you know that's just the way it works.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, anybody that wants to be in this space should have a long-term plan. They need to have long-term goals and be in it for the long run. Otherwise, we're not really offering much for the community.
Right. If you want short-term gains, you can gamble on cryptocurrency, but yeah, NFTs are definitely more of a. I feel like it's 3 to 10 year plan. I mean, in my project personally, it's more of a 20-year plan, 15 to 20 years. But you gotta put in the effort, put in the work in order to see the benefit. So I just appreciate having all you here, hearing about more projects. I absolutely love NFTs and crypto, so I always want to hear about new projects and meet good people that are trying to do stuff in the space. So thank you all for joining. This has been an awesome space. We're nearing the end. So, make sure you get your opportunity to reshare those pinned tweets up top and make sure you're following everyone in the space.
So I had to set up the Twitter picker on another phone so I could keep looking back and forth, see if the people are in this space, because a whole bunch of people tweeted it out that are not in the room. So I'm still drawing, guys.
Keep
trying to
going
give you
till you get to Doglands.
Right? I'm trying to give you some extra time here to work with.
Yep. Are we gonna hey, wait, weren't you guys telling us about that awesome book you got coming up here?
Yeah, let's talk about that book a little bit. So I actually just scooped up some Matic because Matic is actually pretty cheap right now. And for 150 Matic, you can get in the NFT book. Not only are you getting in an NFT, but you're getting a physical book available on Amazon. So you can have a nice coffee table book, show your family, show your friends. Look, we're not just crazies. We actually have a real product. And then, that this is going to be we're going to try to put a little teaser in Crypto Magazine. We have a couple other options in order to kind of push out the information in the space. We mainly work for free, but this is a good opportunity for everyone to kind of get involved in one project, push out a book and really, celebrate everything that's in Web3. So, 150 Matic, I'm ready to get in. I can't wait for DeFi Space Donkeys to be in there. And if you get in early, then we can actually make you a little sample for Wild to take with her to Italy. Right? So
Yeah. Yes, so that's another thing, guys, is when I'm going to Italy, part of the thing that I'm working on with the Italy is to have a full display. And, ooh, I got my winner. I'll share it in a second, guys. And you are in the room, so nobody leave! But so when I go over to Italy, my goal is to have my display. So I'm gonna have my dragons. They have, if you guys look into my stuff, those the fantasy forest and the layer are full real interactive scenes. So I'm gonna have these two big scenes, and then on the back of them is like more of a negative space. So to make it more, I'm showing the journey of an artist by herself. So by myself, I did great art. You know what I mean? It's great all by itself. But then I entered into Web3 and it grew. So I'm going to do pictures of it going into the stories. I'm going to have pictures of the 3D dragons. And then underneath it, this is where our journey goes from real world into the metaverse and back again. That's coming out with the sculptures. So part of what I want to do is do some collaborative limited edition sculptures with some of our amazing communities around us. And if we and take like one or two of those best sculptures to Italy with us to physically represent the in front of all of these art people so that they can see this is like a combination of other artists joining together to create, a next level piece of art. And so that is what we're going to be doing to help represent Web3 and showing everyone in, in Italy, the journey of an artist going from being just themselves to being so much better when we're connected with each other.
That's awesome. Absolutely great. Do we have any questions for Wild?
Yeah. Who won the Twitter picker?
Great question.
Yes. I got so excited talking about sculptures.
Yeah, because we are unfortunately running out of time. So if we can
Yeah,
do
no,
that
I
would be
got it.
awesome.
It is Z3. Congratulations. They are
Yeah, go on,
Oh
always
Stephen.
yeah, that's
supportive,
good.
always in the room. Oh my gosh, Stephen
Nice.
Hall, you just came back in. That
Too
okay?
late.
That doesn't
Too
seem
late.
fair, guys. What if he rugged? Okay,
Yeah, well,
I guess we're doing
the
2
rules are
giveaways.
rules. Yeah, whatever you want. You can do what you
So,
want, Amanda.
yes, I'm actually going to do 2 giveaways today, guys, because if you
Oh,
just
you're
rugged and
so
came back
fucking
into the
nice.
space, like, that's not fair. You guys are both awesome supporters. So Stephen Hall and Z3 connect with me, and you guys are welcome. So, hey, will you give us a thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up. Or no, thumbs up if you're going to get the 3D dragon, and a smiley face. Is there a smiley face? Smiley face. A laughing face if you're going to get the sculpture. Give us a hint. Ooh, no ideas yet. Oh,
Right.
you've
So,
got a 3D dragon from Z3. Right on, right on.
Steven, yeah, all
Eh,
right. There we go. Steven wants a
yeah,
smiley
Steven wants
face.
that
Man,
sculpture.
Steven, you won, but you left, and we were only going to give it to someone in the space, but you came back at the perfect time. So,
Yeah,
you get one
yeah.
too.
No, Wild. Amazing that you've just been willing to give away 2 things. So that's amazing. Thank you for doubling up on that. Yeah, Stephen, well played for coming back. You came back at the perfect time. Well played.
Literally.
Lucky.
5
So
seconds later, and you'd be shit out of luck.
yeah, so DM me, guys. Z3, I'll get that dragon to you. But just DM me. We'll make sure we get what you want. Steven, you actually might get to pick your upcoming dragon colors if you don't want one of the ones already on the market. So
or
we will be chatting.
if you want to trade it and give it to me, I'll send you a sample of tea.
Alright.
Hey, remember, I might
Thank
accidentally drop a sample of tea in the box. Like, this
Yeah.
might happen.
But no, Amanda, thank you so much for joining us. Troglodyte Society as well, guys. Honestly, you are doing amazing things in
yeah,
this
great
space.
guess.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. So, guys listening, if you guys would love to, show some love to the speakers, a massive shout out to the communities team as well. These guys work day and night in the background. The Bacon Sandwich, Doglins, Tricky, Crypto Tony, Z3, Meta Builders, Miss Evie, Panda Pals, obviously myself, and there are Trey as well. Sorry, and also everyone in the community that just shows the love as well. There's a lot of people in the background trying our hardest to create a platform for amazing projects to be seen. So yeah, all support is appreciated. If you guys could react to the tweets that are pinned as well, would appreciate it. And as you guys heard about us doing a collaborative NFT book, if anyone is interested in getting in that book, please reach out to anybody that's got a plus in the name and they can point you in the right direction. Another shout out to Meta Builders. These guys helped build this entire infrastructure that we build in ourselves and we absolutely love, and we want to do everything we can to protect the people that build the infrastructure. So please show love to those guys, because these guys are too busy building to be able to be promoting themselves at the same time. And with that many new projects coming out every day, these guys get pushed to the back, and it's these guys, it's Meta Builders that we really want to appreciate in times like that. So thank you so much, guys. We always play a song as we leave. It's the same song we come in with. So if you guys want to show love to the tweets while that's playing, and make sure you catch the people you want to show support to, then